Did you end up meeting Parveen Bhabhi through your dad?
Yeah.
You did.
Mm. I actually ended up meeting Parveen Bhabhi as a child, obviously, because we used to go to her home. She was very close by, so as kids, we used to walk across and spend time there in a hall, and it just seemed very lovely, very warm, and everything else. And then they broke up, and I remember many, many years later, she'd come back to India, and everyone was talking about something's wrong with her, something's wrong with her. And I went along with Johnny Bakshi to meet her, and went to her home and knocked on the door, and she opened the door, and she looked so different. She'd put on a lot of weight, and she had this wild hair, and she was so excited to see me. Pooja, hi, come in, and she gave me a big hug and everything. And we were sitting and chatting, and everything was so normal, so normal. And suddenly something happened. We talked about something. She said, I can't offer you any food because I only eat eggs. So I said, why do you eat only eggs? She said, because the one thing they can't tamper with. I said, who? They. They can't tamper with it. I said, who can't tamper with it? She says, the Secret Service, the FBI, the CIA, the something, something. And Johnny and me looking at each other. And she says, I can't buy makeup from the supermarkets also because, they contaminate my makeup. And I said, but how do they know which specific dabba of that particular brand are you going to pick up from the shelf at that point of time that you've decided to go makeup shopping today? And she's like, they know everything. And I just looked at Johnny, and I suddenly got like, there's something seriously wrong happening here. And, you know, um, I just so concerned at that point of time, and so worried and so confused, as to what was going on with her at that point of time. So it was, it's a huge shock because you've seen someone in childhood a certain way, and then you meet them so many years later in a different way. And it's, and then she's picking on this one person who's a superstar, and she's picking on him and saying that he was responsible for all of it. And so it was just so sad to see life transition in that manner. And it can be everybody's story.